What's up? Oh, nobody's on yet. Nobody's on yet. Am I live? It's working? Somebody's on. Somebody's here. How do I know they are? 3 people are here. Owen, what's up? Owen's in the house. His house. What's up, dude? Oh, 9 people are here. How y'all doing? Blake. Yo, what's up, Josh? This is awesome. How y'all doing? Look at that fork. Look at this spoon. Ready? Oh, we're all about them big spoons up in here. All about that big spoon. I'm gonna keep it this way though, because I know that now we're cutting out the spoon. We're all about the fork tonight. Gotta get there. How y'all doing, man? You doing well? Everybody doing well? Yo, we're gonna jump in because there's too much. Yo, what's up, Alexis? Look, oh my gosh, I miss you, dude. I miss you, bro. You are awesome. You got way too deep of a voice. Michaela, Blake, really bored. I'm gonna try to help you with that tonight, Blake. You said the perfect words, baby. Oh man. What is up, y'all? This is so cool. I miss you guys so much. I miss so many of you. Just seeing your names pop up. Yo, Dad is in the house. Everybody's gotta behave. Nobody say anything like boobies. Oh my gosh. Oh, I forgot middle schoolers are. Okay, yeah, we better be a little more. I'll be a little more careful. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. Autumn bet me I won it. Autumn bet me I won it. Take it up with her. Take it up with her, man. She shouldn't have bet me. All right, come on. It's gonna happen. Yo, drop in the comments. Drop in the comments if you've got. I want to know if you have a hidden talent nobody else knows about. I don't know if y'all been watching like these TikTok trends. Sometimes they're like sing in front of your best friend because they've never heard you sing, but you have this amazing voice. I always think that's ridiculous. Like who's hiding an amazing voice? But if you're hiding an amazing voice or that you could play an instrument, I want to know just real quick. Tell me what's up. Tell me what you're hiding. I can gleek like 8. Is that true though? Because that is actually impressive. You don't know what a gleek is. I mean, you spit out of like the bottom of your mouth or the top. You get the spit down there, and then it shoots out of the kind of the bottom / top. Gleeking 8 feet is impressive, actually. That's cool. You could probably get your friends at school all the way across, and they don't even know what keeps hitting them. They just like, what the heck? There's spit hit me. Oh, Otto said he's not hiding it though. That's funny. I actually can play guitar and clarinet. That is true. He does play guitar. Anybody else? Hidden talent. Anyone else have a hidden talent? I want to hear about it. While we talk about the hidden talent, I got some really good content coming your way tonight. I'm really excited to talk to you about it. But before we get there, Owen plays guitar. Louis, I'm a god at Fortnite. Well, you may be a god at Fortnite, but now we know you're not humble about it. Mitchell plays trombone. Did you guys know Mitchell plays trombone? This dude's over here playing the trombone. Y'all don't even know. He probably plays trombone like an angel. He's probably like King David in the fields, playing like an angel, bringing kings to him, and nobody even knows. Come on, somebody. Somebody find out. Somebody get Mitchell on stage playing trombone. Somebody get this, make this happen. Make it happen, Captain. while we hear about anybody else's more hidden talents, and before we get to the content, I want to play a quick game of what I'm calling Crave Hangman. Crave Hangman is what we're going to play. So I'm going to draw the most ridiculous person up here, and we're going to try to not hang the person, but you've got to guess a letter. So one at a time, guess a letter, and we're going to see if you don't hang him before you get what this is. I've never done this before, so we're testing it out right now. Does Hangman work this way? Okay, A, stop. Wait, A, we're going with A. We're going with A. A is what she guessed. A is not on the board. A is not on the board. A is a no-go. No, there is no A. So wait, what do? I draw a face, right? I'm drawing a head. Boom. That was a tiny head. I'm gonna draw a bigger head. Oh, boom. Now I've got a weird, can I make that out of something? Can I make that? I'm the worst drawer ever. Okay, I drew a tiny head, and then I drew a larger head, and I didn't know what to make the tiny head, so I tried to make it like a hat. Let me shade that in. Maybe that'll work. Maybe it will work if I shade it in. Will it work? There you go. It's like a dude being hung with a hat on. All right, just run with me, okay? Okay, the next one. Hold on, y'all went too fast. The next one is E. I can take this. You'll never guess this. You'll never guess it. E is the next one. E is on the board. E's on the board. He's on the board. Crave Hangman. He's on it. The next letter I see is B. B is not on it. B's no. No go. So now I get to draw. Boom. Now his body has begun. You see this? This is his body has begun. You're never going to guess this. You'll never guess it. A and B is gone. The next one is a Z. Wow, Luik's a terrible guesser. Why would you ever guess a Z? Oh my goodness, Z. Z is not it. Z is not it. So, oh wait, that means I draw an arm, right? I drew an arm. You guys don't have many guesses left. Where am I going? Hold on. I'm telling you, it's C, guys. It's not Z. S. S. Oh shoot. There's a lot of S's. Okay, there's two S's. Two S's. You'll never guess it, but because it's so hard, it's very difficult. Hold on, where am I at now? So S's are gone. S's are gone. The next one I see is I. Is there I? I is on here. Put a little. Dang it! I need you guys to hang this dude. S already happened. I already happened. Some people never watch Wheel of Fortune at his shows. That's actually freaking hilarious. Yes, start with RSTLN, people. Guys, it's times 2. I don't see that. Okay, I don't know what you're saying. What did I tell you, Louis? Yep, you're wrong. Okay, T. T is the next one I see, and T is also on there. One time, this is what you're looking at right now. You got one arm and 2 legs left before this dude is officially hung. T is on there. I already did T. C. C is not on there. Oh boy, this is getting close. This is becoming close. You see this Crave Hangman? You've got 2 legs. If I finish these arms, you guys are done. A W. You guys should kick Luik out of the chat. W is not on there. You guys have a long ways to go. You'll never guess this. Josh said, can I make a guess? Yes. Oh! Y'all suck! Oh, it's you. I gave it away. Oh, you guys saved this dude's life. You guys saved this dude's life. The answer is you'll never guess it. That's a terrible N, by the way. That is not how you write an N in the English language, but that is the answer. You'll never guess it. I gave it to you from the beginning, and you still because of the B before, you got the B again, which that means this you were 1 leg away from dying. You were 1 leg away from killing it, and I was telling you the answer the whole time. Now, if I was an incredible communicator, I would have tied the fact in that I was telling you the answer the whole time into the content that I have for you, but I'm not quite that good. So we're just gonna shift gears now. Man, I love that I'm getting this time with you guys. I thought that guess would be chess. Oh, I see what you're doing. I see y'all were at chess. Yeah, no, it's not chess. Hey, look. Does it make you hungry or thirsty? Does that make you thirsty when you're like, you hear the person in the video like you don't even know what's in here, and you don't even know what it tastes like. But you immediately start to think like that's the best thing ever. I wish I had what he had, and you also interpret it as it's delicious. Isn't that crazy? Your mind does that. You see a TV show or something, somebody's eating on it. All of a sudden, you're hungry or you're thirsty, and you're like, and you're expecting like even when they do like Chinese on the TV show, I'm always like, man, all I want is Chinese food, and you think this, you get this mental picture like it's the most amazing thing. Sounds like ASMR. I had to wait till the comments caught up to me. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep going until the comments start saying no and freaking out. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. What am I witnessing? Help, please. Oh my gosh, I love it. Man, I love being here with you guys. And you know, like one of the things I love more than anything, especially when talking with students and young adults and with middle school or high school, I love getting a chance to just like hype you guys up. I love to getting to talk with you and hype you up and getting you excited to change the world and live for the Lord, because I think too often Christians are looked at as kind of like these weird fuddy-duddies, like Bible thumping people who have boring, mundane lives. And I just think that the Christian life is so opposite of that when done correctly. That typically when I get a chance to talk to you guys, I just want to go in hard on that. And I think too often most people just overlook the life that we were meant to live, and the life that even I've gotten to live. I've had way more fun and experienced way more freedom living for Christ. And so that's typically what I like to talk about. But today, especially as we go through this season of quarantine, I want to actually encourage you to do something a little bit opposite. I want to encourage you to lean into rest. And I love even getting on here. Blake just said, I'm just so bored, you know? And I think that's where, you know, a lot of us are at. Like, man, we just still are inside and we feel stuck and we feel stagnant and we feel like there is even no routine. And so, and so like the last thing we want to talk about is rest and reflection and maybe, you know, another crazy word called solitude, which are really just different ways of saying sitting with the Lord and getting your strength and your joy in life from Him and letting Him be your source. And so I actually want to go through three things in three ways, or maybe it's like a cycle or a path of how you can get that strength and that joy and live this crazy life that you are meant to live in the most maybe craziest of ways. Like nobody would ever guess it came through rest, or it came through reflection, or it came through solitude, it came through sitting, it came through spending time with God. And there's three things I want to talk about. I want to talk about accept it, sustain it, and stamp it. And so the first one is accept it. And this really just comes to terms with accepting who God made you to be. Who did God make you not to go do, but who are you? And ultimately, right, maybe the cliche thing, if you've been around in church for a while, is like, you know, remember you are a son and you are a daughter. But it's only cliche because it's so true that you are a son and you are a daughter. And I want to encourage you to slow down the pace, to sit with the Lord. Or maybe right, the pace has already been slowed down for you. But as the pace has been slowed down for you, what are you sitting in? And what are you sitting with? And what are you spending your time on? Are you just spending your time on becoming better at Fortnite, or better at the latest video game, or better at Call of Duty, or better at online games? Or are you spending your time in the Lord, learning like how he sees you? And some of this is really uncomfortable to talk about, but something I want to encourage you is to go allow God to take you back to the beginning. Like, remember who you were when you were 5. Remember who you were when you were 6, and who you were when you were 7, or maybe just a few years ago, or even just allowing God to let you know how much he loves you right here today in the present. But so often there are times in our lives where we actually look back at our old former self and we kind of hate that person, or we are embarrassed by that person, or we dislike who we once were. I want you to begin to, what I want to encourage you is the first one is accept it. Accept the fact that God made you and loved you and created you just as you were, and he was in love with that person, and he is in love with the person you are today. There's nothing you can do. You are a child to a loving, gracious, amazing Father who loves you for who you are in this moment, and he always has. And sometimes we got to go back to the beginning to catch back up, to go, man, God really loves me. Let that sink in. And I know it can be really hard, especially if you're in middle school or high school, because it is not cool to love who you are, let alone love who you were 2 or 3 years ago when you were the obnoxious kid, or you felt even more obnoxious, or felt even more out of place or out of alignment, or maybe that's how you feel today. And it's not cool to love that person. It's not cool to accept that person. That's why you can't do it in and of yourself. You need to go get time with God and spend time with him, and allow him to speak this over you, and allow him to break some of that embarrassment, or some of that shame, or some of that hate over you. So let him break those walls down and accept the truth about who you are. Number 1 is accept it. Number 2 is, once you've built that core foundation, you got to go sustain it. What does that mean? That means it's like God's already built the fire for you, right? But you've got to go sustain it. In other words, you've got to go get some wood, and you got to chop it up, and you got to put it on, and you got to keep the fire going, keep stoking the fire, keep breathing on the fire, keep that fire going. And how we keep the fire going is some of the spiritual disciplines. It's reading the Bible, it's praying, it's fasting, it's solitude. And you're like, yo, come on, Pastor Joseph, that's not cool. Why are you doing all, like, I don't want to have to do all these spiritual disciplines. Those are cool. It's not fun. You're right, it's not fun, but the wellspring of your life, like the abundant life that you're promised, can't come until you've sat in these rhythms and spent time with God, and set time aside and actually sat with him and sustained a relationship with him. And all the goodness and the beauty can flow out of this relationship. And so it might not be fun for the first few moments, but it becomes fun, and it becomes exciting because of what flows out of it. You do have to continue certain practices with the Lord to keep your identity and your relationship with him intact. And just remember this, Jesus did this often. He would come out, he would just rattle off a bunch of miracles, and he would do a bunch of teaching, and there'd be thousands upon thousands of people following him from city to city, like he couldn't get away. And he'd be on this, just knocking them out of the park, put on the team, knock it out of the park, put on the team, knock it out of the park. He'd be on this crazy tear. And then all of a sudden, he would just walk away. He would just depart from a crowd, like a whole crowd still around him, like needing his touch, and he'd bounce. It's almost like Jesus had this uncanny ability to sense, like, man, God, the time that I have with God is running low, and now I'm going to start to give them more of my flesh than more of who God is. And the whole point is Christ in me, hope of glory. God in us, hope of glory. Not more Joseph, hope of glory, not more Autumn, hope of glory, not more Owen, hope of glory, not more Troy, hope of glory. No, it's Christ in me, hope of glory. So how are you sustaining the relationship and what God has already spoken over you about your sonship, or the fact that you are a daughter to him? How are you sustaining that relationship with him? Number 1, accept it. Number 2, sustain it. And number 3 is stamp it. Allow God to put a stamp of significance on your life. Let God put a stamp on your significance on this earth, on your purpose. This is on what you are here to do. This is where God is saying, I don't just accept, I accept you fully for who you are, and I love you fully for who you are, but you have a part to play in this. You have a purpose in this. You have significance on this earth. I also created you with this beautiful, amazing purpose. And this is one of my favorite moments. This the third stage is because the world begins to open up. The world, the mundane can even become exciting. It's like instead of just going to school for the 1,000th time, instead of just going to the mall for the 100th time, instead of just going over to your friend's house to watch another movie, like the mundane stuff is already trickling in for you typically at this age. And instead of the world becoming mundane and boring, like it becomes for so many of us, your life becomes actually exciting because there is a stamp of significance that you've allowed God to put on your life, which means that you're not just going to school just to go to school. You're going to leave an impact. You began to learn because God, you've accepted his acceptance of you. You've sustained that relationship and you've sat with him long enough to get that stamp of a purpose on your life. Now you're walking out and you're learning things about you. You're going, man, God put a love and a caring heart in me, or God gave me this skill, or God gave me this ability to care like few others. And so now or maybe God gave me the ability to be loyal like few others. So I get to be friends with these people and show them that true friendship exists. And when they finally ask, why did you stick around when everybody left me, maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road, the answer is Christ in me, the hope of glory. Jesus has done such work in me, and he put the significance on me that it allowed me to make impact where few others could. And it's not because of anything special about you. It's because you've taken the time. You've taken the time to spend time with him. And again, where does this come from? You know, the only way we get this is, once again, by spending time with God. There's this amazing moment in the Bible where Jesus gets baptized, and a dove, it comes, it lands on him, and the sky opens up, and God's voice says, this is my son in whom I am well pleased. What do we see? We see acceptance. And then Jesus leaves and he goes into the desert to sustain that acceptance and that relationship with God. I can only imagine he's going to spend time and learn more about this relationship and to gain all of that and sustain that. And then thirdly, but if you listen, what happens? The devil comes to him, and this is so important. The devil comes to him, and he begins to try. This is the glitch with God stamping a purpose on your life. He must make sure that our purpose is never attached. Let me make sure I say this right. The glitch on this one is that we have to make sure we don't tie our significance to our performance. And if you watch in this moment when Jesus goes out into the desert, the devil tempts him on performance. Every single thing the devil asks him to do is a performance based on who he is. Like, Jesus actually has the ability to do it, but Jesus was wise enough to know. He knew. Jesus was aware that his purpose was more important than his potential. His purpose was more important than his potential. And we only get that ability, that grounded foundation, again, right, when we sit and we spend time with the Lord. Man, accept what God has for you, sustain it through relationship and the spiritual disciplines, and then allow God to come stamp his purpose on your life. Let him let God put a stamp on your purpose and on your significance on this earth, and it only comes through sitting with him. I'm gonna go a little bit longer than you might like. I'm gonna go a few more minutes just because I think it's important to tie it all together. But there was man, just the last, I got to spend some time the last 3 or 4 days just by myself, just spending some time with God. And I went through kind of what I'm talking about tonight, this acceptance, God letting sustain it, and then letting God put a stamp on my one thing that kind of a heart's cry and a song that came out of this was I just began to say these words and sing these words at a time was, I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a rush. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a rush. I'm waiting on you. I'm here waiting on you. And then I would say, or sometimes I would sing out, God, sometimes I would sing out, free my heart, free my mind, lift my soul, and fill me with your strength. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a rush. I'm waiting on you. I'm here waiting on you. And I want to encourage you in this. You have all the time in the world, and you won't get this time back. You won't have another season probably in your life where school gets canceled and everything gets shut down and you're stuck in your rooms. And I want to encourage you, get the most that you can get out of it in your relationship with the Lord. Because when you accept it, when you sustain it, and when you let God stamp it, the fourth and final thing can come true, which is you can achieve it. And achieving is not something you go do. It's not four things that add up. No, it's 1 + 1 + 1, the first three things, and then it equals 4. It's the way God does things. It's like this multiplication moment, but then you can go and achieve it. It means you go on to do these incredible and these big things in life, or you just feel whole and you feel there's an integral element to your entire life, and the fruit of your life will actually begin to become incredible. You'll fall in love with your life in a way you never expected because of your wholeness through Jesus, and others will be drawn to it in the strangest of ways. And the last thing I'm going to say is, if you pay attention, if you really pay attention to what I just said, what God's kind of been revealing to me the last few days, the world does it the opposite way. And they've been trying to lie to you to say you've got to do it the opposite way too. See, the opposite direction of those four things is, if you achieve it, then you can possibly become significant. And if you sustain your significance, then you'll finally get what you've always been hoping for. You'll get that acceptance you've been craving. And sadly, we've seen the world try this so many times, and in some of our biggest stars and our biggest celebrities. And sadly, most of the time, they end in a bad place. They end in depression. They end and many times, sadly, in rehab facilities, trying to figure out how all of the external pressures and achievings, and why? Because there was no light at the end of the tunnel. It was a dead end that led them back to themselves, which was more of a dead end, which led them back to themselves, and it was more of a dead end. I'm trying to encourage you right now, don't go down that route. Instead, do it God's way. Sit with him and learn how much he loves you and adores you, how much he has for you, why he created you, and the love that he has for you. Sustain that relationship with him. And then finally, allow him to put that stamp of significance on your life. Out of those things, achievements, good fruit will come from your life. Accept it, sustain it, stamp it, and then watch the achievement happen. I love you guys. You're incredible. You're amazing. Thank you for listening. Should I stay on for a few minutes, or is that it? Do I sign off now? What do we do? That's it. Actually, let me pray. I should have ended with prayer. I'm the worst concluder ever, because I just keep talking. Okay, I'm going to pray real fast. God, we just thank you for this time. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this and just speak life into people. I pray that through a computer screen, that people would that the students would begin to just shift and change their mental focus over the next few weeks, that they would begin to press into more time with you and less time with other things, other distracting things. Even just, I see students putting down remote controllers. I see students putting down phones and picking up Bibles and picking up notebooks and picking up pens and picking up just sitting and having good quality time with you, Jesus. And I pray, I know that you will be there with them. I know that you have acceptance for them, that there'll be beautiful, sustained relationships. And then you have a purpose that you want to reveal to them. And so I just pray for that to flow through them, and that they would make the daily sacrifices so that they could have time and good quality outcome from that. I pray for that in Jesus' name. Everybody said, amen. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. I went 30 minutes. On told me to go 20, but 30's just better. All right. Play Crave Hangman. And I told you you'd never guess it, and you did guess it. So I lost. Good job. Y'all are great. I love you. I miss you. And we will see you. You should play Fortnite with Craven Velocity on Friday. Ooh, maybe. I'll see if I can figure out how to download it. See you guys. Peace. I miss you. I just read a few more comments. I don't know if I end this. Do I lose all the comments? That would suck. I want to read these. Y'all are awesome. Keep it up. Bye. Shut up.